Today I review the first edition of the SPOLIA Tarot. Hi everyone, this is Casper the Boy Diviner here today, and thank you so much for coming to my channel. I hope you enjoyed this review. I've been using the SPOLIA Tarot for years now, and I don't regret buying it. Is it years? Maybe it's 1.5 years. I bought it when I was visiting House Witch. I don't know if you've heard of that store, but it's in Salem, and that's when I was in the US. You wouldn't see this deck much on my social media, nor would you see it much on my channel, just because this deck I use it a lot for client readings. I find it like a really good deck for client readings. It really connects well, the imagery. The collaginess, I don't think it detracts away from, it doesn't take away from client readings, and people get this deck really easily. So I enjoy using it because not only that, the images are really neutral in this deck. I feel like this is a really good true expression of the RWS. I don't think, certain decks have a tone, a darker tone or a lighter tone. If you have taken a look at my Barbara Walker walkthrough, I feel like that has a darker tone to it versus this deck. This deck is a really neutral deck, and that's why it is so good to read with, especially for I would say it's really good for career readings, general readings, life readings. I don't use this one for romance readings because I have the Sasrai Beetle, but if you do want to use this for romance readings, it is perfectly capable of that as well. I like the borders. I like the colors around the borders. They are so beautiful, these little border stuff. The little white book that comes with this deck is so good. Jessa Crispin is a really good writer. She's so funny. She's also very, I feel like, resonant. One of my favorite books of the tarot is written by her, The Creative Tarot, I think. If I can show you the cover here. Yeah, I really enjoy her writing. So getting her deck was important to me, even though I wasn't sure if I would work with this deck well. The thing with this deck, I would say the only downfall with this deck, or the only minor quibble I have with this deck, is that the cardstock is a little too thick. Okay, the cardstock is a little too thick. I would say that this makes it harder to shuffle, even though it's more durable. Okay, with thicker cardstock, decks tend to be very hard to shuffle, but they kind of stay in shape. But you can see I'm already having trouble, and guess what? This is not the full deck. I don't work with the full deck when I use this deck for client readings. Don't be shocked if you're a client, okay? The cards that I take out, let me be clear with you, they're extra cards. They're not part of the tarot, but they're extra cards that she provides, okay? So they're the astrological cards, Virgo, Cancer, really nice cards. I wish I used this. I feel like maybe I should be using these more like significators. Maybe I should ask my clients for their sun sign and put this down to help center the energy. Sagittarius, water, these are elementals. So she has the elements also. Earth, and then Pisces. Oh, Pisces is beautiful. Aquarius, Libra. These are not in any order. Leo, Gemini, Taurus, Fire, Scorpio, and Air. So these are extra cards. I feel like in the Minchiate version of the tarot, the Minchiate system, they do have these extra cards here. But for the tarot, there are already correspondences between the astrological signs and the majors. For example, Scorpio is actually death in the majors tarot deck. So it is kind of an extra layer again. And most people don't believe you need that kind of extra reminder, because that way, Scorpio is actually represented twice in the tarot deck. So it's really up to you whether you want to read it together, separately. It depends on how you work. For me, I read it separately. I wouldn't use those cards along with the cards in my deck, in the tarot. So it really depends on how you work. But this deck is really amazing. I have no words. I have no other words apart from how amazing this deck is. You would think that a collage deck wouldn't have good court cards just because they may look very stiff, but I enjoy the court cards actually in this deck. Look at this. This is so Rider-Waite-Smith and yet new and different at the same time. See? Wow, I love this card. The 9 of coins. How perfect is this? Ah. Yeah, I don't really have much words apart from how good this deck is. I enjoy this deck. I've used it for a long time, and it always has helped me out with my client readings. I don't think it has actually failed me. Look at the 8 of coins. Amazing. 7 of cups. Amazing. Ace of wands. Yeah, there is none in this deck that actually makes me feel like it doesn't make sense. There are no cards in this deck that make me feel like it doesn't gel with what I understand from the tarot. So if you are looking for a RWS deck that is kind of jazzed up, this would be a good one. The only downside to it again is the cardstock. I love but the thing is, it is matte. I like matte cardstock. Photography will be easier. Taking a video of these cards are easier, but it is so thick. It is just like the True Black Tarot, where the cards are beautiful and matte, but they are so thick. I find it so hard to work with the True Black Tarot. Yeah, look at this card. Amazing. Look at this. Took me a while, to be honest. Okay, so this is one of the cards that took me a while to get, but you see the lady actually looking for salvation. And the nun here is actually the salvation, the church at the back. And all the snakes here. Okay? Let me read you a sample of the little white book for the 5 of coins then, since I picked it up. 5 of coins means you're on the outs. There is a sanctuary, but the rules are too strict. There is a strict Calvinist denying you the forgiveness of absolution. It is banishment, it is excommunication. This card asks you to consider whether you've been willing to sacrifice parts of yourself for sanctuary, and whether, now that you've been banished, you're willing to make a life for yourself outside the walls of safety and conformity. Oh my god, such a lovely interpretation of the 5 of coins. How wonderful is this? This is lovely. I really need to reread this little white book. Yeah, I need to spend some time again. Gosh, I have so many things on my list. Like, I do want to reread the Holistic Tarot. I have new books coming up, and I might be doing book reviews soon, maybe doing my recap, or if it's worth talking about separately. But I really hope you enjoyed this short review. It is a short review just because I have no bad things to say about this deck, apart from how wonderful it is. I don't know if the second edition has a different cardstock, and I kind of hope that it does. But I wouldn't buy the second one if it does, because I already have the first one. It's just something that I think you guys should check out in case you want to buy a new deck. Okay, you guys have a great rest of the day and you take care. Bye!